What's up everyone, it's Dave Gordon from Both Lighting USA, and today I want to show you how to map the buttons on your DJ controller to trigger your lights in SoundSwitch. Now before we get into it, why would I want to do that? Well, let me tell you guys, a lot of you, most of you, probably have the Control 1 from SoundSwitch, the control pad that has all the buttons, and you have it off to the side of your DJ controller. I'm a little bit different. I have the Danny Max S console, which is a much smaller DJ furniture that really only fits my controller inside of it. So I have this issue of where would I put my Control 1? I just don't have the space for it. I'm not doing, for example, a facade with a table behind it that I can just plop it next to, or I also don't have furniture like the bun booth that has a slot that you can cut out right for your Control 1 on the same surface. So what do I do if I have no space for the Control 1? I use just the interface cable that SoundSwitch sells. So this goes from my laptop right into my Transmit Pro, and the only thing this doesn't have is the buttons. So what do? Well, option number one, of course, I can just flip out of my DJ software and click the buttons on the screen, or I could use a separate laptop to, actually have it. Let's say you have a touchscreen laptop on the side, you can use the touchscreen on your laptop. But in my case, I use one laptop for DJing, and I like to have my buttons mapped to my controller so that I can trigger my music as I'm DJing and my lights at the same time. So let's take a look at how to do that. Right in front of me, I have my DDJ Rev 7 from Pioneer that actually made this process a lot harder, and I'll tell you why. It's because this controller only has 2 buttons on it that I could possibly use that don't trigger something with the music. That's the thing. Any button that you press, like you can map your cue pads to SoundSwitch, but your cue pads also are part of your DJing, so you can't do that because you're going to be pressing your lights and your music is going to be changing by the cue points. So on the Rev 7, there's only 2 buttons that are possible to use as light triggering buttons. There's only 2 buttons that don't do anything. And we're going to get up close and I will show you those 2 buttons, and of course I will show you how to actually map them. But if you have a 4-channel DJ controller, you are in luck. I used to have the DDJ 1000, which had 4 channels. So what I would do is I would map my buttons to anything at all on channel or track 3 and 4. So what I would do, I would use 3, honestly. I would press the 1/3 button, which would bring me my 3rd deck that has no song loaded into it. So if there's no song loaded into it, you can use those pads to do whatever you want. So if you have a 4-channel DJ controller and you don't mix on channels 3 and 4, you are in luck because this is a 100% perfect method. If you really don't DJ on channels 3 and 4, you have 16 pads to work with. Unfortunately, they won't light up with the color that you want it to control from SoundSwitch, but if you can memorize what your buttons do, which is what I did, you will be totally good to go. You have 16 buttons. In my case, I switched to the Rev 7. This was something that I figured out in hindsight, like after. I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do with my buttons? I don't have my pads anymore. So I sacrificed and I use just 2 buttons, and those 2 buttons are the strobe button and the blackout button. I think those are the 2 most important buttons to have readily available really quickly, because those are the buttons that are going to make the impact of your lighting on the dance floor, especially when there's a beat drop. I love to do a blackout and then a strobe right on the beat drop of songs. Blackout, then strobe. It's amazing. It brings energy into the room, and it's just overall perfect for what I need on this controller. The rest of everything is handled through the auto loops that are running in order. I just go on the screen and lock it into my, whichever bank I want, the prime time bank for sure when I'm DJing, when I have the big party going. And there we go, and I just use those two buttons. So let's get up close. Let's look at how to do the mapping and what buttons I use on the Rev 7 and how you can duplicate this for any controller you have. Just make sure that the buttons you're mapping on your controller are not buttons that you ever use DJing. And I bet you're wondering, which buttons are they on the Rev 7? Let's do it. Let's find out. All right, we got a little bit of a closer view here of our DJ controller, the light that we're going to be showing this on, and SoundSwitch on the left. So let's get up close and show you the two buttons that are available. And those are the 33 on both sides of the controller. Why the 33? So there's this really stupid feature on the Rev 7 where you can change the speed of the platter from 33 to 45. But when you switch it to 45, the song is just faster. None of your BPMs match up. It's just all wrong. So why would you ever want to press 45? You never do. But if you are on 33 and you press 33, it's just not going to do anything because it's already on 33, which is great. You can use this button for whatever you want because it's not going to change your music. You're already on 33. As long as you don't hit 45, don't hit 45. Make sure you hit 33. And that way you can map it to your buttons. So right now, the 33 on the left side is my blackout button, and the 33 on the right side is my strobe button. So those are the two that you can use. Unfortunately, everything else on this controller actually does something for the music. And of course, those 33s do as well, but you never want to touch that button. I'm sure if you have a Rev 7, you've done it on accident before. So let's get a little bit closer to the screen and show you exactly how to map them. I can't even describe how easy it is. Take a look. Okay, let's start off with our strobe button, which is in our static looks section of SoundSwitch. All you got to do is hover over your strobe button, right-click on it, press the map button, and you'll see it starts flashing right there, and that means it is waiting for you to press something on the controller that is going to be mapped to that button. So I'm going to press my 33 on the right side. You'll see that it clicks it in and it stops flashing, and now it is mapped to that controller. So I'm pressing 33, 33, 33. And I have this strobe set as a press mode so that when I let go, it lets go. And you can change that setting right here. If you press toggle mode, it'll switch it to where now if I press it, it's going to lock on until I press it again. That's not necessarily what I want with a strobe. I want it to stop when I let go of it. So that's going to be the press mode right there. Now let's take a look at how I did blackout. I have blackout over in performance mode right here. This is your blackout button, which has the exact same feature. Right click, press map, tap the button you want it to map to, and that's it, and it's done. And there's my blackout button. You can see it pressing down and getting darker there on the screen when I press it. And that's it, folks. You can do that with any of your auto loops. You can do that with any of your static looks. You can do that with anything in performance mode. You can even map a fader, like a slider or a volume knob, to bring up and down. Oh my gosh, it's going crazy, but you can map it to bring up and down. Oh my gosh, it just got mapped. This is so funny. It just got mapped to my platter. It just got mapped to my platter. I'm scratching on my platter right now. So that's actually a great point. Let's figure out how to delete the mapping in case you did it wrong. Let's right click, and then I believe if you press enter, it will clear it. Yeah, right there it says return/enter to clear it. So that just cleared it, I believe. And now we can just, click off of it. Let's make sure, yep, I'm touching my platter now and it's not doing it. But that's the whole point. You can right click and you can map a fader to a fader. Again, if you have a DJ controller, don't map it to something that is going to affect your music. Well, there you have it, folks. Nice quick tip on how to use your DJ controller to map your lighting. Shout out to you if you have a 4-channel DJ controller and you don't DJ on channels 3 and 4. I personally miss it so much that I had 16 pads to do my lighting on. I had all of my static colors on its own pad. I had my strobe button, I had my blackout button, and I even had the buttons to switch from slow auto loops to fast auto loops. I had all of the banks available. It was perfect, it was great. I did switch to the Rev 7, which I love. Shout out to the Rev 7, but I only get 2 buttons here as opposed to the DDJ 1000, the Flex 10, any 4-channel controller. You literally don't need a Control 1. You can just get the $40 interface cable, map it to your pads, and then you're doing everything on one control pad. It's great. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. We will get back to you as soon as possible.